Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is 1984's Optimus Prime in 4 minutes or less. Standing 6¼ inches tall in robot mode, Optimus Prime was released in 1984 as part of Hasbro's first series of Transformers. He was the leader of the Autobots in their war against the evil... You know, I was watching some of the cartoons recently, and evil's really not the right word. In the Autobots' war against the mischievous Decepticons. However, few knew at the time that Optimus Prime's real name was Battle Convoy and that he was already part of a line of transforming robots in Japan called Diaclone. In 1983, Hasbro executives attended the Tokyo Toy Show, where several new Diaclone toys were being exhibited. A year later, these toys would be licensed by Hasbro, rebranded, and sold as the first wave of Transformers. While there had been transforming robot toys released in the US before 1984, this was the first time that the robots transformed into recognizable cars, trucks, and airplanes from Earth. Hasbro, with the help of Marvel Comics, made a very significant change to the narrative. These robots were no longer machines controlled by pilots, they were now living, sentient beings with all the trappings thereof. Free will, a desire for self-preservation, and an insatiable thirst for fossil fuels. Optimus Prime's alt mode is a cab-over-engine style truck that pulls a trailer whose robot mode is a combat deck, whatever that is. The truck mode in the combat deck features several places for tiny, conspicuously absent figures to sit. Since Transformers were sentient beings, there was no need for toys to be packed with tiny little pilots like they were when they were part of the Diaclone line. Why is it that Japanese kids could be trusted not to choke to death on tiny figures and accessories, but American children had to be protected? Stop putting everything in your mouth, American children! You cost us micro-figures with magnets on their feet! Optimus Prime features a healthy amount of chrome, die-cast metal, and rubber tires, three elements that mark it as a toy from a bygone era. He has an exceedingly simple transformation and no kibble in robot or truck mode. That said, like most G1 Transformers, his articulation is very limited. He has rotating shoulders with a slight front-back movement, as well as a 90-degree elbow bend and elbow swivel. He also has hips that only go backwards and knees that will bend 90 degrees like his elbows. While he does have some posability, the articulation is really just the result of the engineering required to form the robot and truck modes. Other than the knees, the articulation isn't there to make a posable robot, it's just there to facilitate transformation. Technically, he has a wrist swivel as well, but that's just because his hands are detached during transformation, so the pegs can rotate within his headlights. For weapons, he comes with his signature laser rifle and several missiles that can be fired out of the combat deck's repair drone. The combat deck also comes with a small scout drone named Roller, as well as a hose and gas pump attachment, proving that while he is noble and wise, he's also high maintenance, so, you know, proceed with caution if you don't need that kind of baggage in your life. Optimus Prime is still the most recognizable and most important figure in Hasbro's Transformers line over 30 years later. His defense of freedom for all sentient beings was so important to him that not even his own death in 1986 could prevent him from carrying on that mission. If you're a Transformers collector, then Generation 1 Optimus Prime is a must-have, but he can be a bit pricey if you want him complete and in good condition. If you have the budget and the opportunity, he's a must-have, so buy him if you see him, and if you see two, leave one for the next collector.